Let's see here. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Here we go. Good morning, everybody. Happy Super Sunday. We are back. And we got some interesting news. Yesterday, I had a birthday.
Yay! Happy birthday.
Thank you. Thank you. Oops, sorry about that. Please, down and back, down and back. Okay, yeah. We had a significant birthday yesterday, and we had all kinds of good times. So it's been a pretty good week for me. Cole, how's it been for you?
Pretty good so far.
So far, so good. That's always good to be good so far. Warren, how's your week been?
It's actually been slow but good. Work kind of settled down, so that's really good. Just happy it's December. Put it that way.
Yeah, December's always busy for me. Actually, the whole holiday period is busy because we've got, of course, we've got the Thanksgiving, and that's bracketed by my my eldest son's birthday and my anniversary. So that's always fun. And then followed up real quickly with my own birthday, and then a couple of weeks of Christmas. So always big weekend this particular season. So anything interesting happen, you think, in the news?
Yeah.
I know the did you ever see that show Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
I did. I used to love it.
You used to love it?
Yeah.
You used to love it? What about you, Cole? You ever see that?
Yeah, saw that. Some funny moments, especially that cheating scandal. Really enjoyed that.
Yeah. There's all kinds of funny moments, kind of like this one here.
So if you're ready, let's go for the million. If Bob Iger was in the room with you right now, what would you say to him? Eat a bag of dicks? Suck on my pee-pee? Disney Plus is gay? Go f*** yourself.
I'd like to use one of my lifelines and phone a friend.
Okay, who would you like to call?
I'd like to call Bob Iger.
All right. Our friends at AT&T will get Bob Iger on the line, and we'll see if he can help you.
Hello?
Hello, Bob.
Yes.
Hi, Regis Philbin here from Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
Hi.
We've got Elon Musk with us right now. He's won $500,000.
Wow.
And he's going for $1 million. And he needs your help to get there.
Okay.
So, he's going to come on the line, read a question, 4 possible answers. One of them is the right answer. Elon, you've got 30 seconds. Starts right now.
Hey, Bob.
Hi.
I don't really need your help. I just wanted to let you know that I'm going to win the $1 million. Go yourself.
He's won $1 million.
Epic.
Yeah, that was an interesting time this week. In the
news, clip they used that from is one of the funny moments I was talking about. God.
Yeah, where the gentleman called his dad just to let him know that he was going to win $1 million.
Yeah, fantastic. But
yeah,
I mean that was quite a interesting decision there by Elon. I mean, I think that's just going to make you lose even more money. But hey, go for it, I guess.
Well, the thing is what is the thing? Kitty? What is the thing?
The thing is, it could lose him money, but it could also not lose him money, and he's taking a risk. That's what he's doing. People will support him for telling, as much as he is an elite as well, but he's telling other elites in the industry around him to just literally just And yeah, and that kind of makes him likable to some people. So the market is large. So some people might like him for being a risky man.
Yeah, well, I mean, I wouldn't say he's much different than them though, but yeah, I guess some people don't do their research.
Well, you have advertisers that are coming together to actually target X, if you will,
Hmm.
the app formerly known as Twitter, if it's Prince. So they seem to have manipulated the algorithm a bit to get the outcome they were looking for. They kept rolling the dice until they got what they wanted, and then screenshot it and said, "Oh, look what they're doing. They're advertising this next to that.
Hmm.
We don't stand for that, and we are going to take our things, our toys, and our money away." And it's that's one way to do that. You can do that and call it the free market. But if
Hmm.
a bunch of you know checkered flag wearing waving rednecks decide to boycott Walmart, they call that anti-establishmentism. So it's yeah, 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. I don't think really it's going to bother them that much because eventually they're going to have to come back and talk to their audience.
Yeah, the
Twitter
thing
is
is, the
about
people are still there. Yeah.
Twitter was always about people talking to their engaging with
Hmm.
their audience. Um, if you got a different take, please let us know in the comments below. Speaking of engagement, so you follow a company because you're interested in what the company has to say. I mean, why else would you follow Disney on a social media platform unless you wanted to hear from them? And what they are basically saying and announcing is that they don't want to talk to you on that platform. They're saying, we won't do it. If you like this platform, then you fall into this category. Just like
Yeah.
everybody who didn't go see the Marvels is misogynistic pigs. It's the patriarchy. You hate women if you don't go see the Marvels.
Sony's
That's
also doing this sort of thing with that you can't even browse Twitter on PlayStation anymore using PlayStation. Somehow they've
really,
taken support away for it. Yeah. So it's
yeah.
like, oh well, you people who spend time on Twitter, well, we have something to say to you. We're taking this away. We don't think we have a moral comment about you, and we want to say there's something wrong with you. We don't support your use of Twitter. Haha. And yeah, everyone's just they're all signaling, and it's just cool. But the point is, the fact remains is Twitter will only, we still call it Twitter, so sorry for that, but also people still remain on Twitter. So unless it dies and becomes like it not like a MySpace or something, that there is nothing going on there, then and what Elon Musk said after this whole go fuck yourself whatever stuff, he did say that, oh well, yeah, then X will die, and it will be their fault. He's tried to make it their fault. It wouldn't. He's already decided that no, he's going to spin the narrative that if X fails, it's because of all the big advertisers who pulled out because they are um they so focused on the message, and they so pro censorship. So he's making it that way. So he'll have a whole bunch of people going rah rah rah. Yes, you see, look at the horrible big corporation when he is also a big corporation. But he's it'll be interesting to see
It's
what
always
happens.
fun when rich people fight.
Yeah.
It's
What,
like
what, what would we do?
it's like the step
Yeah.
parents, are involved in an argument, and we're like, but how does that affect us?
Yeah, like, oh, thanks, cool. Still gotta continue with my job and still gotta do my
I
things.
I I really appreciate that TED talk, Kitty.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Andrew says he saw the Marvels.
He is not a misogynist. Avenging girls.
Andrew, did a girl, the girl was your girlfriend, your date, your wife put a gun to your head?
No, he saw it himself. He was curious.
Yes, but
wanted
we're
to
not going to spoil that show here.
No, not at all. No spoilers.
Not at all. No spoilers. We don't do the spoilers around
That had
here,
nothing
so.
to do with anything, what you just showed us then.
So let's move on to the first topic of the day. I was hoping Chill could be here for this, but I guess not. Let's see what the heading is.
Oh,
We have a Majors news update.
oh, I saw this. It was
How? How can we have one without Chill?
Well, we can do a lot of things without Chill. It's not as cool. It's not as thorough. His court case started this week, and they got to hide some stuff, and that was a ruling in their favor. They wanted some things suppressed so that it wouldn't get out, and you can imagine that when they went through his house thoroughly, that they saw things that might be embarrassing if it got out. It's the reason why Kitty has a screen in her background, to make sure you only see the kitties that she wants you to see.
she's denying us content though, so
Yes, it's Daisy and only
Listen.
Daisy when Daisy decides.
Yes.
So, and there were probably some things in his house that were photographed as evidence that are not germane to the case that would probably not need to be out. If you're gonna have a G-rated mind, you're probably thinking about movie scripts, photo shoots, publicity stuff for things that he's legally not allowed to speak about. Your mind could go to a darker place and think that he may have toys that some people wouldn't enjoy seeing that he plays with.
What was it?
lightsabers.
Lightsabers.
Yes.
No, really,
Yeah.
I don't know what you like. I need to be updated. So this is all just sounding like it's all everything you've suggested is true. So-
No, it's all speculation until it gets leaked out by the prosecution. So that was in their favor. They also were able to pick a jury for the case once they got that all settled up, and there were, I think, 4. What does Chill like to say? Melanated females and no melanated males. So a jury of his peers, it is not, because none of his peers were selected for the jury. Any thoughts on that, guys?
I guess they wanted the jurors to be strong and independent.
Yeah, they don't need no man in their jury.
Don't need no scrubs. Good morning, Michael.
Yeah, well, I hate the jury. I think what we needed was an all male white jury. I think that would be great.
Mm,
Oh yeah, that would be very fair.
Yeah, it would be very fair.
Nobody
Very,
would
very
have any complaints about that.
not one whatsoever.
Yeah,
No.
and we need all white Oscars again. That was great.
Well, no comment. So that's the majors.
Started.
Wait a minute. Here, hold on. I didn't even put this up. I should have put that up the whole time. Look at that.
Bring back Chill.
Bring back Chill for this.
I do know. So apparently, someone when he was walking to court said, something, and he said best of luck, and he said, oh yeah, he said best of luck or good luck, and he said thanks to someone outside. I know that he's been walking hand in hand with Megan Good, looking great. So
That's an upgrade.
Yeah. So not all decisions he made are bad.
no, today. I mean, in the case so far.
Yes. Yes.
She's supporting him. That gender traitor.
Yeah, it's always good to have people in your corner.
Get it. Get it.
Surprised Chill's usually summoned when he plays the intro. We'll get a recap if he ever joins up. You know, he can't be here every single week. There's all kinds of stuff going on.
What do you
He's
mean?
working
You
on
saying he
something.
has a life? Wow.
Yeah, they all do.
Lies. Lies.
Everybody's got a life.
Wait, they do?
Mm-hmm. Kitty's got a
Shit.
life. She is, she streams worldwide. Okay, she lives in one continent and works in another, and
Yeah.
just it's just really, really complicated how she
Life
sleeps, like,
is the thing.
you know, uh, through the day, so that she can do her job everywhere and
I
be with
Yeah.
you.
admire you. I admire you, Kitty. I will
Oh,
one day be as strong and independent as.
yeah, you wish. You know what? Just you can just keep looking up to me one day. One day when you're big and strong, you'll be like me.
Yes, you two will have a screen in your background.
Mm-hmm.
You should spray paint that green.
And then just put I suppose I could
Yeah.
put all kinds of interesting things on behind me with just lines in between. I would want to make like one like a cat here and a cat there and a cat there and a cat there and it's all separate cats.
Yeah,
Would be
like
very on brand.
Jill's got the stars in the background. You have cats
Mhm.
in the background. I've got this. Can't see it. Oh, it's hidden by the microphone. It's a Thundercat sword.
Oh, cool. Yeah, it's
Thundercats.
very that was like properly hidden. Like I'm like,
Yes.
yes, there is foam behind you. Well done,
Yeah,
Rosales. You can
that's cool. Are you excited for Adam Wingard ruining that franchise next?
I'm ready for everybody to ruin everything because I'm so old and jaded.
you know what's happening. You're like, okay,
Yes.
we have accepted it. They're coming for it.
Anybody go to the movies this weekend?
Yeah, I still need to see Godzilla Minus One. I've heard good things about it. So
Yeah, well, sadly, my theaters here are garbage, so I'm gonna have to wait digitally to see that. But last weekend I did see Napoleon, and that was kind of entertaining, but a goddamn mess. Really, the
Really?
actors, yeah, it was really messy, and it didn't bring anything new to the table. There's already been loads of Napoleon films that just do way better of a job. The editing is also a mess.
Hang on one second. I got to. Oh. There we go. Sorry about that. Go ahead with your.
Restart.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's basically done anyway. But yeah, I mean, I would say the thing that carries it though is some of the action things and the two lead performances. That's probably about it though. And the one nitpick I always have with like those films is how they always like have their makeup and hair so perfect, even though like during that time it wouldn't be like that. But just small nitpick there. But yeah, I don't know. I think Ridley Scott, he's obvious he doesn't really have it in him anymore to make something too great. But it's watchable and entertaining at least. And also just ignore that how like 98% of the film is BS, completely made up. But
Oh, I hate that.
yeah.
So it's like based on a true story, and the true story is that somebody was alive.
I like to go after watching a historical movie and see what was true and what wasn't. I like that idea, but sometimes if it's too far off, then I'm just like, you know what? You might as well just have written something that's not true at all. Don't base it. Let's pretend there's no base. Don't refer to what you based it on, or call it.
I still think it's worth watching as like a study, whether you like it or not, and then also compare it to other films like the 1927 one and the Waterloo film as well.
Well, as you can see, everybody who was going to watch Napoleon watched it last week. It dropped down to number 4 from wherever it was last week. And this week, people just want to be entertained. And those people that want to be entertained went to the movies and they saw Godzilla Minus One and a film by Beyonce who said, I could do that too. So it's a concert film by Beyonce, and it made $11 million opening weekend. Godzilla made $4 million on its opening weekend. That's 1/3 of its budget. It was only $15 million. It was made on that low of a budget, and doesn't really show. It,
Doesn't seem to. No.
for what it is, if you were to categorize it as a Godzilla monster movie, it is absolutely the best Godzilla monster movie out there. It takes its cues from the original Godzilla movie. There's no dancing. There's no goofiness. It's not a guy in a rubber suit. He's a badass, and he's terrifying. And it makes me. There were some scenes in there where you thought to yourself, "Did they put a big giant foam Godzilla head behind a boat and drag it? Because it looks like it's really there in the water, actual size." You know,
It's
so
cool.
it's very, very, very striking, this film. And my son enjoyed it. That's why I go to the movies nowadays. My son enjoyed it. I enjoyed it for what it was, and it is technically the best Godzilla film that I think could be made. So
Wow.
take that,
Whew.
every film.
That's high praise. I've taken that as really high praise. You're the only one who's seen it here.
I think that I am. So if you saw the movie Godzilla, let us know what you think in the comments.
Who paid you? Who paid
Who
you
paid
to say
me?
that?
Oh, you think people pay me to say nice things about them? Just because, I have
Includes
really
paid
good
promotion.
friends at Well Go USA who wind up having great films coming out on DVD, like Crocodile Island, now available on DVD and on
You want to
demand.
continue your
And you can
monster watching?
You can watch it also on Hiya TV. So no, nobody pays me to say anything. I say whatever I want to say. So, but again,
Well, I'm
I
glad
didn't
that
want to
you
give
did
you
like
any
it.
spoilers.
I really am glad because I was gonna see it with a friend and he said he didn't heard any advertisement for it. That's why we normally watch movies we think we're interested in. He said he didn't see relatively none. I'm like, oh, are you really? So
Well, I didn't hear about the #1 movie of the weekend at all until I saw these numbers. So, everybody who knew about it went to go see it, just like Cole went to go see Napoleon last week for some reason. And I think it just says something about the state of movies that we're in right now. That just a couple of enjoyable films are the #1. They don't have a real traumatic message. The message in Godzilla is resilience and strength through friendship. That's the message of it. It revolves around a kamikaze pilot. Michael, don't die to see it. Live to see it. Okay. we don't want to lose you just because of a Godzilla movie. So, but no, it's a really good movie. I mean, it centers around a cowardly kamikaze pilot and the results of his actions. Exactly, Perp. Exactly. Godzilla was amazing. It was really great. It was almost for me though a private screening. It turned out to be a small party. So there weren't a whole lot of people when we saw it on Thursday, and we did pretty good on that. So.
also like COVID times where it was only 3 people in the.
Yeah, but except it was easier to eat popcorn
Okay.
because we didn't have masks. See, that's awesome.
Yeah, I was
Aha! I get it. Ha!
So, I recommend you guys go see that if you hadn't seen it. So, the critics also enjoyed it. We got Godzilla Minus One review. The kaiju superstar delivers everything you could want from a monster movie.
Yeah.
And Rolling Stone says Godzilla Minus One is the best Godzilla movie in ages. So they don't want to say it's the best movie out. Hang on, let me fix that real quick.
So do you think it'll do better as the weeks go on? Like that was opening, so now that there's good reviews, so there'll actually be increase.
Well, if Disney releases another film, yes. this week.
Why not?
So it's it got some good reviews. However, they had 100% on Rotten Tomatoes, and one movie reviewer said pshaw to that, and his negative review brought it below 100%, and because of the way things are right now, Twitter went after him. So
No,
angry
you're not allowed to
Godzilla stands.
You're not allowed to not like the thing.
Yeah, you should only go after him if he called that bad, but then called King of the Monsters or Godzilla versus Kong good.
I don't know. I don't know if he compared it to the #1 movie or not. So who knows? But,
the bottom of the barrel movie, you mean?
but yeah, Godzilla Minus One was a really good movie, I thought.
Why is it called -1? Sorry.
Minus one because it happens right after the bombing of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, the lowest point in Japan's history. They were left at 0 at the end of the war. And then Godzilla shows up and brings them into the negative.
Oh, okay.
So it's Godzilla -1.
I get it.
We drifted into one and into the other. So
Yeah, I hope it does that
gotcha.
Star Wars film, but yeah.
yeah, Star Wars. Speaking of Star Wars, they got a new guy now. Dave Filoni got promoted to Sith surrogate, I think is what he is now. He's like Palpatine's second.
Mm-hmm.
The Jedi Master now has a underling, Kathleen Kennedy.
Yeah, there's many ways I could see this going right and many ways I could see this going wrong, but I mean, overall, I don't think it will matter too much until somebody is fully gone.
Yeah, and I don't think that's going to happen, unless she has a massive stroke. But they're not going to get rid of Kathleen.
Not hoping for that. That's
no,
not a thing.
No, we're not hoping.
No,
for
just
that.
saying that's the only way that she would be out is if something
Yeah.
actually, like she's not leaving of her own accord, and nobody's telling her to leave either.
I want her to leave.
Yeah.
I'll tell her to leave. I'll tell her where her place is. You guys know that.
Yeah, just tell her like what Warren does with all the Japanese women.
Oh Lord, not that. That's my secret.
Yeah, not for this show.
But the way they framed it here in Vanity Fair, Star Wars undertakes universe-shaking changes after Ahsoka, meaning that Dave Filoni is now the underboss for Kathleen Kennedy, and
Excuse me. Thank you.
He gets to take the blame for the decisions that he's now forced to enforce because she's not going to change what she's doing. She's never changed what she's doing. So even when they said they were going to change what they're doing.
Is this, are they trying to spin this as look, there's hope?
Yes.
Like, oh, I got no hope, man. There's no hope.
I mean,
yes
and no. Yes and no, because Filoni has sort of, with Mandalorian, with Ahsoka, with I think those series have been like the shining light of D plus Star Wars. So I guess that's why, because there's not really a lot of hope. Like nobody wants. I personally don't care for the whole Rey Skywalker thing that they're gonna go with and I don't see. And it seems like every time they do things in the past or do things related to characters, we don't really know what happened after. They've done a decent job. So, I mean, this is something that should have been done a long time ago. Sorry for the phone.
I think noise canceling.
No, that's okay. Disney has this habit of putting executives in the midst of the creative thing. And what usually happens when you have the executives butting heads with the creatives is that the creatives wind up leaving. So in the past, you've seen that before. People come in, yeah, we're going to make a Star Wars movie. They butt heads. And then these people leave. Well, we're not going to make a Star Wars movie. And then this guy says, yeah, I just made a Star Wars movie. I'm going to make 3 more Star Wars movies. And then they butt heads and it's like, we don't know when I'm going to make them, but it hasn't. No one said no, but it's shelved indefinitely. And that's because they're butting heads with the executives that are in charge there. You get into the series, when in the case of Marvel, it's all Disney anyway. It's what I'm saying. You get in the Marvel, they interfere so much that they leave before production is over with. And then after production is over with, they go back and they reshoot a good portion of what they'd already done, and then just kind of cobble everything together into a hot mess. And so now what they're saying is, look, we're going to bring in an executive because what we need now is more executives in place to fix the problems that are happening. And then we're going to stop a show that's already been started filming in the case of Daredevil and start reshooting it, rewriting it, add in new directors. Kitty, go.
I have a question. Can we not have? Can't we have creatives being executives? Why do they have to be different things? Like, so the executives are just what? Like, they're salesmen people. They managers. They don't actually have the creativity, which is just like, I understand that you have to execute as an executive. You have certain things that you have to do as an executive that are not creative, but they need to come from the industry. I feel like they need to be part of. So the fact that there is a line between creative and executive, that seems so strange. It's just like, well, yeah.
Well, the creative will say, well,
is
we need to do this. We need to do this and do this because it's part of the hero's journey. And we need to have this kind of action going on and so forth. And the executive says, yes, that's all great. But why can't it be an African-American lesbian? Because we have
make
quotas.
it gay. And make it lame.
We've got quotas to fill that they've got something called No Story Left Behind. And it's a policy where you have to tell stories of marginalized people. You have to. It is in the it's almost like a charter type thing. It's part of who they
you have
are.
to tell those stories in the right way. It has to be the right kind of marginalized story. It's not
Right.
Yes.
not actually.
But why can't Captain America be black? You know, it's not, you know, why can't Iron Man be a teenage girl? Why can't all of the Avengers be women?
Oh,
and then
hell
they
no.
so what has been said is that, okay, now all the creatives are going to leave, or they have. Like you said, a lot of them have left, but then now they're just left with the ones that aren't creative but will do what the executives say. So we have to just keep waiting for the markets to feed back, and just for the market to show, no, we're not interested in these stories. That's the only thing that will
Well,
happen.
they
But
say,
it seems like there's
you know,
doubling down.
that's the thing, though, is that they say, we hear the market, we hear you, and we are going to make changes. And then they do the exact same thing, and it's all doublespeak. And, you know, they're just, you know, the whole thing is just drifting into madness. I spent a week doing that, and then I didn't actually prepare for the show. I forgot about it. I thought I did all the preparedness for this show, but I didn't. I just did the intros. It's pathetic.
There's still way more. No, there's still way more than I ever do.
We're going to be done in 90 minutes. Oh yeah. Did I? Oh, Kitty, did I tell you? I had a birthday today. I mean, yesterday.
Yesterday. Oh my gosh! Happy birthday! I could see the
Thank
background.
you.
I was like, "Is this for a birthday?" So
Yeah.
you share a birthday with my mom-in-law. So
Really?
yeah, so that I will never forget your birthday ever again.
Oh wait, sorry.
Right.
What day was it, Rosales?
2nd of
Sa-
December.
yes, Sagittarius.
Oh,
So
Saturday.
if
Okay.
that means anything to you, it means
So
it's
you
a
had a
Saturday.
birthday. Did you do a birthday? I mean, you had one.
We
Happy birthday.
had we had a breakfast taco buffet here at the house.
Mm.
So you had your assorted breakfast taco fillings of like say chorizo and cheese,
Yeah.
bean and egg, bean and potato, bacon and egg, bacon and sausage, sausage and bacon and egg with cheese, and tortillas, and you just kind of made what you wanted, and you know just had a breakfast because that's what we do in the morning is eat breakfast.
I'm counting myself as having participated because I had bacon yesterday.
Oh, good. If you, ladies and gentlemen, if you had bacon yesterday, we had breakfast together. So whatever time of the day it was, it could have been on a burger with
you were
some
asleep
mushrooms.
while I did that, but it was your birthday here.
You had a head start, then that's
Yeah.
fine. Let's see. Nico says, seems like there are way too many factions in big companies to make decent unified decisions these days. And that is because all of these companies have mandates that are ESG based. And the reason that they have these mandates is because a company by the name of BlackRock, who controls most of the banks, said you must have these mandates in your companies or we will make sure that you don't get the loans that you need to survive. Because every company that's out there, including Disney and Warner Brothers, they all work at a deficit. They're in a negative. And so they all are based on their credit rating, which will go away if you don't significantly show, like Target did that one time when they put all those tuckable bathing suits out for summer, that you are doing your part. So they do that to force them to do this. And then the market drives the price down of their stocks. And then BlackRock buys just a little bit more of that company. So BlackRock owns everything. When I say they own everything, they own a good portion of Coke and Pepsi. No matter which way you're going, they're gonna.
Yeah,
They got a
they're
part
just
of it.
that's it. Yeah, you can't get away from them. Sorry, market.
That company itself is basically a all-encompassing hedge fund. So when something is down, something else is up. They are always on top, no matter what happens. So times of peace, they're good because they're into the construction, they're into the financing. Times are bad, it's still good because even though the market's down, they're in the military industrial complex. They're going to be fine no matter what happens. So I'm not telling you to buy stock in BlackRock. I'm just saying that I own some BlackRock because it's a safe bet for me.
Because it owns
Not
everything.
financial advice. Don't quote me on that. But if you want to, go ahead. But that's why they do it. And, they're kind of forced to do it, just like the Oscars says, okay, everybody's got to fill in their quotas. And you got to have this and you got to have that in front of and behind the scenes. Otherwise, you're not going to get an Oscar. You're not going to get nominated. You don't get to be nominated. So, that's just that's the world we live in there. And thank you, Michael. Thank you, Andrew. Thank you, Big Bro. What's up? And thank you for the belated. My father had his birthday yesterday. I was having some leftover cake like an hour ago. Oh, man, that's a great breakfast. Leftover cake, leftover ice cream, cake and ice cream. Man, drive your sugar up, take a nap. A little bit of the diabetes for everybody. Huh? That's nice.
I
Always
love
nice.
diabetes.
I had Christmas cake today.
I love diabetes. That's a great quote. Somebody needs to clip that. I love
Clip that.
diabetes.
Clip it.
Hey,
No, we
Nico,
need to write the
by way.
timestamp. What are we on? 39:44.
And Michael, hello.
Anybody else love the diabetes? Let us know in the comments below. I was on insulin at the beginning of the year, by the middle of the year, I was off insulin and I've dropped 20 pounds. So good for me.
Yeah, well
You
done.
know,
Yes. Yeah.
I didn't think I was
Hey.
ever going to be off of the insulin, but there you go. You know,
How did that happen? Did you just?
Most of my life I've been obese, and it turns out that you don't have to eat all the time.
Oh, it's still diabetes. You still
Well,
need.
you
So
know,
you
that
have
I
no. You didn't have insulin resist. You got over insulin resistance, or what?
I don't know the exact circumstance of how that happens, but when I reduced my caloric intake and I started moving a little bit more, it's amazing when you do what you're supposed to do, like actually get up and move, eat
That's
only till you're
heresy.
satiated, and drink plenty of water, that your body reacts in a positive fashion. So, when you see my 600-pound life, that's a life choice. Okay, it has nothing to do with your thyroid. I don't know what
No,
was in there, but I hope it wasn't fuzzy.
it's water. It's water.
Good for you. Look, see, this is why Kitty looks the
Not
way she
vodka.
does,
Oh
and
yeah.
I look the way I look. You see her drink pure and clean and clear. Look at mine,
There's
black as
water in
night.
there.
There's some water in there, but instead of cleaning out the kidneys, it's clogging them up.
That's what my husband says. He's like, "There's water in Coke." I'm like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And there's stones about to be passed. So
Oh, that's so nice and painful. Oh.
stones. So
Stones.
yes, thank you
So
everybody.
happy birthday.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Diabetes beat us. More like Dia love us.
Oh, there
Nice, Nico.
There we go. There's our motto.
Am I right, fellas?
Yes.
All right. So where are we at now? Let's see. We've gone through everything.
I'm trying to make an origami star.
What do you guys know about the Karate Kid multiverse?
Oh right, yeah, that
Oh.
news, right? Hey, it's incredible how they didn't bring back.
Hang on one second. Hang on, I forgot to do it. Go ahead, Cole. Start over.
Oh, it's just incredible. Wow, they they brought back. Who was it again? Was it Jackie Chan?
Jackie Chan.
Yeah, but they didn't bring back Jaden Smith. Wow, it's almost like because he was fucking terrible. Who could have thought? Because some people still try to deny that, and there's some people who are like, he was better than the original. It's like he had no character throughout the whole film. But anyway, yeah, now they got the they got Jackie Chan, which is cool because he was actually pretty good in that film.
And Ralph Macchio. Ralph Macchio's
probably the
back
best
as well.
part. Yeah, and yeah, so
of course, him and Jackie Chan are the same age. So
yeah, I'm curious what they're gonna do, but that's cool. They got like the best parts of both films. So yeah.
I just want to say,
please go ahead.
Hey y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's the villain of that show, right? Daniel-san is the villain. He's the one who started all the trouble. He broke the rules in the finals anyway. That's an illegal move,
Yeah. I didn't fully watch the show yet, like finish it, but I've watched like the first season and a half so far.
Oh, the TV show? Yeah, I didn't watch the TV show.
Yeah. I was probably like one of the only people who watched it when it first came out because it was like at first YouTube Red exclusive.
Yeah, you're you were like on YouTube Premium. You had that going on.
Yeah, you could say that. Yeah, definitely no other site.
I'm surprised that Godzilla wasn't playing by the time this weekend came around for you at your theater.
Yeah,
local
my theater is so bad. Like, they show barely anything. Like, I have to drive 2 hours to San Jose to actually see, the films properly. But also, when they finally do play something like this or a foreign film, there's never because of where I live. It's always going to be just Spanish subtitles. They're never going to have it in English. So I just have to wait.
That's right. I forgot to say that. Number 3 movie in the country is a foreign film, Godzilla, with subtitles and everything. You know, it's
Oh no, you have to read it. Oh, then my
you
husband's
have
not going
to
to
read
enjoy
it.
it.
No, he's not. I recommend that if you do go see Godzilla at the movie theaters here in the United States, don't go to one of those dinner theaters because you will not understand what's going on in the final act because the waiters will be blocking the subtitles, collecting checks and signatures, and
Oh
clearing
yeah.
plates. And that is always a hassle whenever you have to read your movie.
Yeah, that is the one annoying thing here. Like they have a great VIP theater in San Jose. However, there's always people like at least 2 times in the middle of a movie, they'll just like go to people's seat, get in the way, and be like, "Oh, you want to order anything?" It's just like piss off. Jesus Christ.
Did I push the button? No, I didn't push the button. Move on. So yeah, new Karate Kid movie with Ralph Macchio and Jackie Chan in the works. I don't see it as a multiverse kind of thing. I don't think they happened in two separate two separate universes, like you would have to say. But I think, you know what? They're just a set of movies, so they come together like Scooby Doo and Josie and the Pussycats. It's fine,
Yeah.
you know. It's fine for him to not have Mr. Miyagi there and have Mr. Han or whatever his name was in that movie. You know, it's okay that Jaden Smith isn't there because he's probably in prison. That character.
Yeah, and hopefully real life one day. No.
Yeah.
Hey, but hey, is Hillary Swank going to be in it? The greatest Karate Kid of them all.
Oh yeah, you started it with number 3, didn't you? The next Karate Kid. That's where you started. She's quite a yeah. Okay, I'm not going to say that. Anyway, this is going to be directed by Jonathan Entwistle, creator of the TV series End of the Effing World, and it's due to be released in December 2024. And they're doing a YouTube or social media hiring of a new kid. So, I recommend a guy by the name of Seth Lee. He would be great in this film. Um, used to call him Super Seth Lee. Kung Fu Kid is what this guy is. He would have been one of the Ninja Turtles if he was born at that time period. That kind of action involved.
Karate chop.
So, what do you guys think about that? Let us know in the
I
comments below.
I think that this is fine. I mean, you can have. There's been plenty of times we've seen in the cinema and also TV series where separate entities collide in a meet up. So this doesn't sound like a multiverse. It just sounds like, okay, you were doing this in California and I was doing this in Wisconsin, so we're gonna meet up in Boston for the tourney or something like that. That's kind of what I'm getting that feeling. So
I would expect that.
I think they're using the multiverse thing because of like all the movies recently, and it's a nice buzzword, as they would say. So I think it sounds good. I mean,
Aren't they called crossovers?
yeah,
They
that's
used
what
to be
they.
called
Better to call it a
crossover.
Yeah, that's what
crossover,
they.
yeah.
Yeah, but multiverse just is that buzzword now because of
That's a
also.
bad word to
Well,
associate with. That's what I would say.
well, think about that movie Anywhere. What's that Anywhere All the Time? I forgot
Everything,
what.
yeah,
Yeah,
everywhere.
yeah,
That one, yeah, the one that won the Oscars.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's a multiverse movie. So that
Mm.
so that kind of. I mean, and then
Yeah, I guess.
the recent Marvels movie, and so like it's like what you want the title to stand out. So you're gonna use because what sounds better, Karate Kid is multiverse or Karate Kid is a crossover.
And the thing is, when they redid the movie and they restarted the franchise, they wanted you to forget what was going on before. So it makes you think that this is happening somewhere completely not associated with the previous one. So they can't exist together, is what they basically tell you whenever they reboot something. And nowadays, with this whole multiverse, and you have to have if you don't have actor X, then you have to retire the character BS. It's like that. what's going on with Scream. You get one lady mouthing off, anti-Semitic stuff, possibly. I don't know. I didn't read it, but that's how it was taken. And she was removed from the Scream franchise. And now they're talking about how, well, the show can't go on anymore because they've lost that character. They didn't lose the character; they lost the actress. You know, I remember watching TV. I know you guys probably are young enough to remember this, but
Watching TV?
yes, you might remember watching TV back in the day before everything was on computers and streaming. There was a show called Roseanne, and Becky, the actress, went off to college. And so one year there was an angry Becky. And then the next year there was a less angry Becky that looked totally different. They just recast the character. And that's fine. You know, when she was after 4 years, she came back. And, life moved on. In times before, there was a show called Bewitched. And there was a guy named Darren one year, and his back gave out on him, the actor, and so they brought in another Darren. It was the same character, different actor, same show. Live with it and move on. Soap operas did that all the time. Sometimes they had accidents where they had to do reconstructive surgery, but sometimes they just gave up on it and just made an announcement. The character of so and so will now be played by so and so.
Accept it.
And that's it, because actors are actors and characters are characters. And someone got herself a soda.
No.
Nope. Protein
This
shake?
is a
What?
milkshake in a Nutella jar. I didn't order it.
Oh, you're being eco-friendly?
Hold on a second.
He's being eco-friendly. Well done, Kitty. Well done.
Wow. Was the Nutella still in there when you started making the milkshake?
No, I don't. I just arrived at the door. This is my husband's doing. So I should say no to it, but I can't. I needed to taste it.
Were you jealous of my diabetes?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what's going on here.
Diabetes.
Diabetes.
You mean sign Jaden
Diabetes.
F warrant. I think that's what you mean, Nico.
I wonder if... Wait a minute. What sound does that make in that sound, in that word? Is that Sholo? Is that how he says that?
I say Zolo when I see an X like that.
Zolo,
Zo-
Sholo, because the girl Marvel, the America Chavez lady chick, she does it with an SH sound, okay, for the Latinos, right? And then he's doing Zolo for his name, right, for the Latinos, and I remember Javier. Okay, so that's 3 different sounds coming from the same letter. Which one is the right one? Because if it's the Javier, then he's Holo. So yeah, I got distracted.
That is a good question. It was valid questions.
Yeah. So Jackie Chan isn't Mr. Miyagi. He's Mr. Han or whoever, whoever runs the Foot Clan. It's a different one, different show altogether.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think we've exhausted that. Moving on. They got some people to do some stuff in Superman, speaking of casting. They got some actors to play some roles that are not the previous actors. So people might be upset because they're not the same people. Now, here's every actor, according to Screen Rant, that has been cast so far. Well, one of these guys looks terrific. That's a comic book character joke.
That's a jaw.
So,
this comic book character joke? I didn't. Sorry.
yeah.
Haha.
Oops. Hang on a second. Here we go. Let me try this. Get a closer look at David Cornsweet as Clark Kent. So he was cast, and people were excited about that because he
Yeah, it
kind of
works.
looks like a combination of the two Supermans that everybody loves the most. The Superboy actor and the Superman actor, if they had a baby together, which
Mhm.
according to science these days is possible. Men can
Yeah.
have babies with men.
Okay, let's stop fallacies.
Rachel Brosnahan as Lois Lane.
She looks like a
So,
Lois Lane.
yeah, from 1935.
Say,
Is that a
And
complaint?
then, look, they've got a red-headed Jimmy Olsen for the first time ever.
That's not
Well, not
very
the first time
redhead.
ever.
yeah.
Yeah,
Thank
that's the
goodness.
I can tell by the picture that they actually manipulated it so that it looked more red than it actually was. But
That's not very red at all to me.
no. But I think he's got they might spray paint some freckles on him and stuff. Golly gee, Miss Lane. And Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor. So
I saw quite a lot of good feedback with that.
oh
yeah.
yeah.
Well, that's the one everybody wanted because he missed out on like Batman and Superman, and they're like, "You'd make a perfect Lex, so give it to him."
And all the women are like and half the men.
Yay! Like Matt Rife. They love this guy.
So yeah, he's going to be the Lex Luthor. Here's the one
Loser.
problem
Oh,
with is
spoiler alert.
Sarah Sampiao as Eve Tessmacher, because apparently she doesn't look like a traditional Tessmacher. I don't care, could be a married name. She could be half. Who knows? So there's that. And Maria Gabriela, how many names is that? Defaria
Yeah.
as AKA the engineer. So that lets us know that the Authority, or at least a part of the Authority, will be involved in Superman Legacy. So, and this one is a surprise to me. Nathan Fillion as Guy Gardner. I think if he was younger, it would have been a perfect fit.
Yeah, I'm like, whoa, wait a second. This is not time for casting Nathan Fillion. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he's kind of aged out of that one, but his buddy is making the movie. So
Yeah, so we're gonna invite.
Just de-age him, it's fine.
Yeah, de-age him a bit. Yeah, but I mean, I guess that I guess he needs a paycheck. He needs to be relevant. I guess so.
I don't know. Well, they said they're gonna have multiple Green Lanterns, so maybe he isn't like a permanent one.
Right.
And just to confuse you in the middle of the night, Dora the Explorer is hot.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Ooh, she's a great explorer. I could tell.
Hola. Can you say Hawk girl? Oh.
Can you say no mas? Good. All right. See, you guys are going the wrong place. So, but yeah, they she's going to be the Hawk Girl. And here's where that joke came from, Kitty. This guy is going Eddie Gathegi. I think I'm butchering the name here. Is going to be Mr. Terrific. So
I hope they don't make
there's
him.
no more pictures. Yeah.
I hope they don't make him. What they did to him in CW. That was just the dumbest thing ever. But
what? Paint a T on his face?
He decided they decided to make him cross lightsabers. So I was like, what did they like? I don't know why they did that. So
because Mr. Terrific plays with balls. And that's the way he does his thing, Jaded.
Yeah.
Hey.
Just in time.
Good morning, sir. We were making fun of Mr. Terrific.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. Warren said that in the CW they made him a swordsmith crossing lightsabers. And I said, well, that's because Mr. Terrific plays with balls.
Well, it's because they're CW. What did you expect?
I expected them to talk about it instead of showing it.
Right.
Oh, Nico says, speaking of balls, jaded. Hasn't even had his first cigarette of the day yet.
Yes, I have.
Oh,
Oh, he has.
all right. I won't stick up for you then. He's on his second whiskey. Anthony Kerrigan as Rex Mason, a.k.a. Metamorpho. Man, he looks like he's not happy to see his parole officer.
Not with that shirt.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, it's kind of a.
It's like a
wild
shirt. It's like a shirt you get because your mom bought it for you, and you got to go visit her on the holidays.
Jesus.
Well,
Or like one of those
Eddie is
that
a
like
great
some scammer makes you buy.
Eddie is a great actor. He was really good in Startup, Walter S. says. And Nico says he looks like a Luthor.
He does.
I think he does look a lot like Metamorpho. I don't have a picture of Metamorpho up, but
Yeah.
I think it's just it's the baldness, you know.
Yeah, outside of the baldness, he doesn't really look like Luthor at all.
Yeah, and as for Metamorpho, the Metamorpho, I remember he was always really a big, bulky guy.
Yeah, well, they'll probably put a the puffiness on him like they do all the actors.
Yeah.
They give him a fitted suit that gives them the muscles, like in Shazam. You can see all of the muscles coming around him, and he looks big and bulky until he gets to the neck, and it just kind of stops there.
Oh,
and
yeah.
He's got that thin neck happening there because he's just a skinny dude in the suit. And unlike the Batman suit where it goes all the way, it could fake the what muscles are these? I don't know what they're called.
Lats, isn't it? I know stuff.
You know stuff. Lats. I'm going to call them lats.
I believe in Superman Legacy. I believe in James Gunn. That's all I have to say.
Oh, Jaded, you don't?
You guys are gonna. Okay, I said this before, and I'll say it again. James Gunn takes comic book characters.
I was joking, by the way.
Don't worry about it then. Okay.
He's Yes, he gets to do this is going to be a make or break moment for James Gunn. He's going to make the same movie he always makes, and either people will continue to love it or they will not. So
be over it.
I like the snow background.
I don't know. I think he's going to be the next Snyder because everybody's going to go, oh, no matter what, it's the James Gunn universe and it's amazing and it's wonderful. And they just need some new director to pretend that they know what they're talking about. So,
yeah, I don't think it needs to be anybody's particular universe. I never liked the idea of a Snyder verse,
right.
Because I didn't like Snyder. I don't like Snyder. He's got like 5 things he's got to put in every single movie, like a Man on Fire, slow motion, musical montages, some sort of sexual assault. And gratuitous, some scenes of gratuitous violence, which all of that is probably why they said no to his version of Star Wars. Because no, you're going to make a James Gunn film, and so we don't want that in Star Wars. Not James Gunn, but Snyder.
Exactly.
If they're making a James Gunn film, it would actually be good.
And Taika Waititi makes a Taika Waititi films.
Oh,
yes, that he does.
Rebel Moon, I promise, will be the next masterpiece of this current century.
I'm going to smack you, Warren.
But you got to take a drink every time you see one of them things I was talking about. Okay.
Yeah, it's going to be a masterpiece on how not to make a blockbuster.
How to spend money and not finish telling a story. It's part 1.
What boggles my mind.
That was Avatar.
How do you not finish? You got 3 hours. How do you not finish telling your story?
Avatar.
No,
Or
there's another movie, so the story is going to be continued.
No, I
They're
mean,
just gonna do the same dates, but with like a
Again.
fire tribe.
Avatar 2, 3 hours, and you still didn't tell your story.
I didn't listen. They did tell a story. I didn't say it's the best story. They told a
no, but
story.
you got to have a beginning, middle, and ending.
I mean,
Yeah.
I guess,
And
yeah. I mean,
if you don't have an ending and don't have a, you only have a beginning, and then by the end of it, you've started so many other stories that it just, what they think they're writing soap operas or what?
I
This is what
mean,
I heard you say. This is what I heard you say. I don't know if
Yeah,
that's what
well,
you
I
said
mean,
or not.
James Cameron
But
thinks
that's what I
that.
heard you say.
I mean, I think James Cameron thought like everybody had dementia or something. Like, oh, it's been 10 years since the first, so let's just rehash everything and do nothing new.
I mean, are we surprised at this though? That's the thing. We cannot be surprised at this because it's either you bring back something, you regurgitate it, and it's receptive, or it's just it's just another thing you add to your collection on your movie thing. Like, I'm not surprised that the story didn't end in. But what I was gonna say was that why aren't the Snyder? I've noticed since the whole release of Rebel Moon, why hasn't the Snyder folk cult like advertised for this movie? Like, they're not real fans. That's what I've come to realize. These people are not real fans because they would have been blastering Twitter, Facebook, Meta, whatever you want to call it, IG, TikTok, like support Zach, but they're still like, oh, let's bring back the Snyderverse. That's what boggles my mind about these people. Like, how you're not consistent. You're kind of hypocritical in a sense.
Well,
So
it's just that I think they're only referencing Snyder's DC stuff, not Snyder as a director.
Right, and I get that. I totally get what you're saying, but if you're gonna support someone, if he's so good, then why
Right.
aren't you supporting his other work so that so that then these other people reach out to him because he's such a cinematic genius, quote unquote. But they're not doing that. These people are just sticking on to like bring back. It's what been almost this is
Bring back this specific aspect of this particular type of
right,
movie, a particular type of character. Just this,
right,
not the whole
right.
thing. Just this.
Right. That's all that bothers me. But I mean, I don't know honestly. I'm telling you, watching the trailer for Rebel Moon. I don't mean to stick on this too long. It looks like the sequel to The Fifth Element. I'm being I'm being so I'm not wrong. If you look at that movie, it's like a dark version of The Fifth Element. Am I wrong, Jaden? If you think about it, look.
I remember watching it, and I'm going, they got a shit ton. They have a hell of a lot to cover in the first movie, if that's what I saw in the trailer. So with me, when I saw the trailer, all I saw was this first movie is going to be nothing but setup. That's what this first movie is. It's going to be what is it supposed to be, 3 movies or something?
yes,
Yeah, 3 parts.
Right. It's going to be in 3 parts. So again, I never really actually caught I didn't actually, I'm not saying it doesn't have it, but I didn't really see the Fifth Element thing because it was, what was that other one Gillian did not too long ago? That space type of sci-fi one. It kind of reminded me of that, where it's just all over the place. Everything. It's just, he's just trying to throw so much into the first movie, and hopefully you'll go, okay, let's watch the second movie to see what happens, and let's watch the third movie to see what happens. It might work.
I remember reading these book series, fantasy novels when I was younger. At the end of last century, people read books. Anyway,
Yes.
and they did have these long, drawn out stories. However, there was always a beginning, middle, and end in the book. You always, even though there may have been some unresolved things at the end of it, you got to a very satisfying conclusion. Unlike Dune, or some of these other movies that are out there that uh, what was that one with the Tom Cruise and that making these movies that are essentially the first act is what people are trying to do now. And so if you don't have 3 acts in your first act, you are left wondering, why did you even come? Because you're not going you're not satisfied until you see the whole thing. That's the only thing that the end game had going for it, was that it was the ending climax of 20 some odd years of building to a certain thing. And because they made that up as they went along and it wasn't this grand scheme, they weren't able to do it again. And so you have like, oh, we got a phase 5.
8.
Scratch that. Where it's no longer phase 5. It's 6 now. Yeah, we're starting new 6. It's now women.
Now, yeah.
So
Can I just ask for like a year off from superhero movies? Can we just get? Don't you think would just a whole year without superhero content that would do well? I think. Be like a bit of a detox.
We didn't get a lot this year, to be quite honest.
Well, you're going to get that from Marvel next year. I think they got one release.
One release.
That's not. I want 0.
Stop it.
No.
You're not going to get to see this one anyway. It's Deadpool. It's not coming to your theaters.
Oh yeah, that's definitely not coming to you. They're not showing that in Dubai. That's for damn sure.
So for
Listen,
you,
if
you
it
get a
does,
Marvel
I'll let
Zero.
you guys know.
That'll be.
Yes, I'll get it. Thank you. Thank you.
I hope and pray that it doesn't come to your theaters, because that means some sort of revolution went down and everybody's in danger. But right now you're safe, and that's what I want.
Thank
you, guys.
You're welcome.
And I want pigs to fly, Kitty.
Superhero movies.
Nico wants pigs to fly.
I want more. I just want good superhero movies. I think that's
all they gotta do.
Now you're just being picky.
I know that's like asking for much, but
I feel like you'll get good you'll get good after the break. That's what I feel.
No, Kitty, if we just okay, the problem is that you can't assign, like, here's the problem. When I found that article that I think I'm sure most of you watched that guy, Emergency Awesome. I don't know about how the hell are you gonna have a guy who's a TV show, a movie writer, direct a TV show? That's just asinine. Sorry, yeah, I can use that word. That's just asinine to me. There's no way. How's a guy that's done movies, you want him to produce a show for like Falcon Winter Soldier? That, of course, it's gonna look out of place, and it should have been one. You can't do that. That's just using your brain.
It's the same thing. Hello, it's totally a thing.
The only reason why Loki is any decent is because the people the guy did research on how to do TV shows. That's why the only reason. That's the only reason why it did successful for that.
It's not because they cast a Rick and Morty writer.
I mean, yeah, Rick and Morty is classic.
I think the acting in that was also a lot better. But...
Yeah, acting was a lot better. I mean, there's a lot
Rick
of
and Morty?
things. Yeah, of course.
It was it did well because it had Tom Hiddleston in it. That's the only reason anybody watched.
That too. I mean, that Sylvie character didn't really fall for me, but I think what it is that, just like, okay, for instance, remember last week we talked about remakes, Rosales, how you've seen better remakes throughout the years because tenured than us. That's what I wanted to make sure I was very good with my words. You're very tenured. So
frankly, I'm so tenured I don't remember last week's conversation.
So just like we get Godzilla, Minus One, and you're calling it the best Godzilla you've seen. So clearly you can do quality sci-fi or of like I think a really legendary character well now. So if they can apply that to, say, the superheroes, you can get good superhero movies again. But there's too many things happening in the real world that the current directors and writers want to implement instead of just tell the story.
Jada, did you see Godzilla versus Megalon in the movie theater?
I am waiting I was sick this week. I'm sick this weekend, so I haven't been able to go see it. But I have been looking forward to seeing this movie since I saw the trailer.
Did you see Godzilla versus Megalon in the movie theaters back in the day?
Yes.
Because I know we saw the Star Wars first run
Yeah.
at the movie theaters, and movie theaters were different back then. I know you've all heard this conversation. You're going to hear it again because I'm old. They used to have maybe a max of 2 theaters, but it was always just one picture, and they would run kid shows in the afternoon, and then in the evening they would have 2, maybe max 3 showings of one particular film only in the movie theater. This was right at the time when the megaplexes were starting to show up in malls across America. So the old classical movie theaters would have this just a big screen, beautiful sound, a balcony, like regular theaters, where you go see plays, and that's where we saw the Star Wars movies and the old Godzilla movies back in the day. So it was good to see this particular Godzilla movie um, in the theaters that they have today. It was a digital projection, which with my eyes, it doesn't matter if it's 4K or not. It all looks the same to me. Um, but it looked good. It looked good. It looked fantastic. They spent their $15 million budget exceedingly well because everything they put on the screen looked fantastic. Walter says that's a bit of a wild assumption to assume a movie producer can't produce a smaller scale TV production. That's like saying a first time director could never make a great film. Have you never seen Fan Force Stick, Walter?
But
Yeah, but that's luck. That's luck. A first time director making a great movie is more luck than skill.
oh, I forgot to mention. If you think about the budget and like that, I didn't know that budget was like only 15 million. Then you see other budgets for other movies, and you see the CGI, and you're looking at minus one. Like, okay, they did it on this budget, and then you got bigger studios that can barely do a good CGI. That's embarrassing. I'm sorry. That's just really embarrassing to me.
Well, you get a Hollywood movie, you got $15 million allotted for the secondary character. That's who's getting 15 million, not not the overall budget. If they stop being ridiculous, you got Napoleon being a $200 million movie being made. They're paying for essentially the streaming rights. Is what they're doing with that.
Yes.
It's going to be released in movie theaters right now. It's going to get its Oscar bait. That's what they're looking for. Right now, Apple does not have the libraries that other people have, and so they're doing what everybody else did before, which was throw money at it. They're throwing money at films that they're going to keep locked up in their vault, in their library later on, so they can say, oh, well, our films are Martin Scorsese films, Oscar award-winning, blah, blah, blah.
Well,
that actor in Napoleon is overrated.
I will say, I don't know if you guys have been, I don't know if you guys have Apple TV, but Monarch, Legacy of the Monsters Monarch has been decent to watch on. And again, that's pretty good graphics as well, and I like what they did so far, so I would check
Yeah.
that out. Cool.
What's the name of it again?
Legacy of the Monsters. It's on Apple TV. It's the God.
Oh,
It's with
okay.
Kurt Russell. I don't know if you guys saw that trailer for that
Cole, they're showing it at your movie theater.
series. It's a series. Anybody can watch it. But the point being is that I think
Yo ho ho,
Kitty
the pirate life for me.
to circle back. Yeah, I don't mind superhero movies. We just want good ones. That's it. That's all. That was the premise.
Yeah, you're not getting it. You're not getting it.
I think. Listen, I promise that Thunderbolts will be a good movie.
No.
It will.
Did you guys hear that?
Yeah, you're crazy.
I can tell you why you're not going to get good superhero movies. Because the superhero movies have always been geared to the general audience and the casuals. The problem with because there's been so many superhero movies for so long, what's happened is a lot of people who started off as casuals are now comic book fanboys and are now invested in the movies and invested in the characters. So you're hoping that these movies are now going to cater to you as a comic book fan, but
No,
they're not. They're
I
not.
know,
They're
I know
they're-
that. I'm not delusional. I know that. I just want a good s- beginning, middle, and a good story. You could still tell a story
you
in a
could, but
comic
they
book.
don't have to.
They will. It's not like there's a multitudes. I don't care who does it. We're gonna probably get one good or two between the two companies. One good movie from each of them, at least out of the, because the storylines is a lot of people want to see them, and this is I mean we're getting Echo next year. I mean, so we'll
We're
see
getting
how
what?
that
Mhm.
exactly. We're getting that next year, so we'll see how that turns out on Hulu, the new
I
Hulu.
still can't believe you think that movie's gonna be good, but okay.
Nah, it's not a movie; it's a streaming thing.
Oh
No,
wait,
that's
Thunderbolts
going
is
to be a TV show.
Oh, I think Thunderbolts will be good because they're not the Avengers. That's the thing. The problem is that people want to bring back the Avengers, but you can't. Sometimes you need a different group to highlight. And right now, we're not getting X-Men anytime soon. We're not getting Fantastic Four anytime soon. So what's the other team that's the only team that's going to be available? And they're not
yeah.
this super
Sadly,
powered.
though, they have not many really and creative characters left with it, though, and I also don't have any faith in the writers.
It's a shame that they're not doing anything with the X-Men at all. It's a shame that we're not going to be able to see them anytime soon.
Mhm.
I mean, but I have faith. I mean, I'm not saying it's good, but you got to have some faith out there.
You're basically going by the laws of probability. If they make 1,000 movies, hopefully
One of them's gonna end up.
one of them's got to be good.
I
You're-
mean,
you're-
yeah. I mean,
Sweet summer child.
okay. Did you really think when you saw like minus one the trailer that was gonna like before you even, because I know you're critical of trailers. Did you think, oh man, I want to go see this because it's another Godzilla remake? If you think about it,
I said, hold on. I will accept. I will admit. Oh my god. I will admit when I have a bias, and when it came to Godzilla movies, I have a bias. I can watch Godzilla versus King Kong, the 1960s version.
so can
Okay,
I've
and
been
I
around
can
then.
still enjoy it. I can
Well, I've
still
been
enjoy
around.
it.
I watched it
But
rather.
I'm never gonna say it's a well done movie.
I didn't
I'm
say
not.
that.
Okay.
I didn't say that. I said that it something was remade and it's
Yeah.
getting good praise overall. So that's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that they still can produce. We've all, everyone has agreed here that it's just crap. No matter, it doesn't even have to be a superhero movie. The movies have been crap. That's why when the strike happened, nobody cared.
Can we at least agree that Marvel Studios has a problem?
Yes.
And that problem is that it's Marvel Studios making Marvel movies based on comic book properties. And they're
Right.
not like Paramount. They're not like Sony. They're not like they can't come out and just do a Western. It has to be a Jonah Hex or something along those lines because it's, they've got all this IP that they're tied to. I mean, imagine if there was back in the day, an all Western movie studio
Avengers.
that did nothing but Westerns.
Which
And
they
when the
did.
Westerns finally died off, that company would have died off. It's like, oh, we can't do anything else. I mean, well, Marvel literally can't. I mean, you're not going to see a rom-com from them.
Yeah, you can't. You're right. Same thing for DC. You're not gonna see anything different.
At the same time, though, Warren, you're talking about the big blockbuster, big budget movies. There are a lot of smaller project movies that nobody knows about, nobody cares. And those are half decent as well. But again, saying that there aren't any good movies out there is because you're literally talking about the movies that have a $200 million budget. You're not talking about the movies that have a $50 million, $100 million budget, $20 million budget that you haven't even seen trailers of, much less the actual movie. There are movies as far as I'm concerned, Napoleon shouldn't have even have been a big blockbuster movie. It should easily have been a small indie film. But again, that's a decent, well-made movie by I can't remember the name of the director, but
What you mean
By
the
a
newest
whole
one?
ass director.
of Napoleon.
Oh, the newest one? You mean
Yeah.
Ridley Scott?
Yeah, Ridley Scott. I like Ridley Scott, so I will give him a shot. I'll give Terry Gilliam a shot.
Wait, did you
Okay.
watch Napoleon already?
No, just a little bit of it. Couldn't stand it. I
Okay.
hate
Wh-
that. Like
yeah,
I said,
but you thought it was well made.
no. I'm saying I
Okay,
didn't
good.
like the actor in the movie.
Oh, you
I
didn't like
think
the
what
actor?
Oh.
I think what he meant was that everybody was well paid.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I'm saying it's. I'm just going to Kitty's point. That it just because okay, there's always a high, and then there's a low, right? What's that saying? You can't be the king forever. There's always going to be a new king. So
Right.
you're gonna peg down. There's going to be a rut for now for a
Oh,
bit.
yeah, absolutely well.
But I don't think that there's people out there that can't revitalize, that can't produce a good comic book movie. And I'm not trying to make it a Scorsese film. I'm not saying it should be Schindler's List and get all these Oscars. That's not what it's
Oscars. We just want
yeah,
fun again.
yeah, that's you're telling me that can't exist for the foreseeable future for the years to come.
Hold on.
Ah.
I will use Deadpool as a great example because Sony had no faith in Deadpool and went, you guys can do whatever the hell you want. We don't care. As soon as the first Deadpool movie was successful, they went, oh, okay, now we're going to input all our thoughts and our opinions on what you need to do and what you need to add and how to make it better. That's the problem. Once a property is successful, the studio heads go, okay, now we have to interject because we know how to make this movie make more money. No, they don't.
Just do what they did right in the beginning. Just do it again.
Right. If we had a situation where the studios just let the directors again, and nowadays the only directors that can do that are like the big names, well-established directors who can be given that freedom. But everybody else, you do an IP and it's like Blade. Let's use Blade as an example. Let's say they went to, whoever they did to have Blade, they went, you know what? We don't really have much faith in that upcoming movie. You guys can do whatever you want. We don't care. And then all of a sudden, Blade makes, $800 million. Disney's going to go, okay, here's what you need to do for the next movie. And then guess what? It's going to ruin it. That's the problem.
Yeah. That's what Rosales was talking about as well earlier. He's just saying, like, they just put executives on and the creative people don't get to do what they need to do. The executives are like, yeah, but you need to do this and you got to put this in and that's what will make it easier to market this.
And the reason the writer left was because they had made Blade the secondary character and his daughter the main character. So it really wasn't a Blade movie. It was the son of Blade, only a woman. And, you can't have it would be like having a Godzilla movie with Gamera in it instead. That was for Jaded only.
Yeah. It's the problem that you have, Warren, is you have studio interference that is going to make it so that the directors and the writers are going to be limited in what they're able to do. You have to have it so that the studios go, here, we're going to have faith in your project, good or bad, we're going to have faith in it and we're going to give you a shot.
And guess what? This rolls off into the border gender changing server, right? Rosales?
I'm
sorry, what?
Next topic, I think.
I
think Warren segued there.
I tried to segue there, but it didn't work.
I got it. I followed.
The Silver Surfer topic that you
oh
had.
yeah. Let me see. Let me find that up here. Where is that?
Since we were talking about.
Oh yeah. So we went over who was who was being cast as Jimmy Olsen and Lex Luthor, and they decided to go with a more comic book accurate casting with those characters. And they've decided to, in Marvel, maybe not so much with the Silver Surfer, as rumors abound that the Silver Surfer is going to be a female. So Norrin Rand, the alien, maybe stays home with the kids, and the wife goes out planet hunting with some strange man from outer space. So
Yeah, Chill
That's
had
okay.
put a post about it, and I agree with him. I think it's silly.
Yeah. I just want to hear Jaded rant about it.
I'll probably make a video about it, but what I'm gonna rant about isn't really so much the gender swapping, but all of the people pretending to care. Here's the thing. First of all, it's a rumor. It's a rumor. So as far as I'm concerned, it doesn't mean anything. There have been hundreds of rumors since the MCU started, and not all of them have panned out. So I'm not really too concerned about it. But at the same time, what am I supposed to do? Get pissed off that they're doing this? I've been pissed off at the MCU for years.
Doesn't make a difference.
Right. I mean, they screwed up the Infinity War storyline. I'm supposed to be pissed off at what they're doing to the Silver Surfer. Not only that. Oh, they're having a female character, and all of a sudden, all of these people are pretending to care. Really? Because they gender swapped, Flag Smasher. None of these people cared. They gender swapped the Ancient One. Nobody cared. They gender swapped what's her face? Taskmaster. Like they gender swapped a bunch of characters in the MCU over the years.
Ancient One is a little picky though. They didn't. I don't think they were allowed to cast and.
Oh, you're not allowed to be comic accurate with the Ancient One.
Yeah. So I think the Ancient One, but I mean.
So
I mean,
what?
for goodness.
You still had a male character.
The Shang-Chi, originally it was what? Fu Manchu was the bad guy?
Right.
I'm not talking about the racial aspect of the characters. I'm talking about the gender swap. There was literally
but that played a role for Ancient One is what I'm saying.
You didn't have to gender swap the Ancient One. You could have made him an old guy.
But also, that's not. But okay, let's compare characters. Who is more? We don't see Ancient One as much as we see Norrin Rand, the Silver Surfer. So that's like.
I hate to break it to you, but 90% of the audience have seen the Silver Surfer just as much as they've seen the Ancient One. They don't know who these characters are.
Come on, people watch the Fantastic Four cartoon. Let's stop. Like they don't know who the Silver Surfer is. I'm not saying he's not Superman level, but all I'm saying is that he's not like we've seen Silver Surfer more than Ancient One.
Okay, those same people saw the Avengers TV show, and they know who Taskmaster is because Taskmaster was in the Avengers TV show, and Taskmaster was a male in that.
Yeah. Listen, that was their change, and I don't know why they did it. But I mean,
so again, I can.
But also, if you saw the costume, you didn't know that was a female.
It wasn't even proper. They made it a mechanical suit as opposed to an inborn photograph.
It's not a mechanical suit. What are you talking about? It's an armor. That's wrong because it's the only chip they put. It's not. It's not.
Yes, it is.
It's just a suit. It's not mechanical.
You see inside the suit. You have a picture inside. You see all the computer. You see all the computer analytics.
Same thing Falcon had in his goggles. What are you talking about? What are we talking about here? That's not mechanical.
Okay, it's a suit. His ability to replicate other people's athletic abilities was through the suit, not through a natural ability of the character.
But we're getting past the point. My point is that if you were to say Ancient One, to put them side to side, more people know who the Silver Surfer is.
Okay.
Ancient One's not going to get that much of a because we don't see the Ancient One appear every single comic for Doctor Strange or every single cartoon that's been released, or
There you
every,
go.
like,
90% of the audience didn't even know who Doctor Strange was. They could have gender swapped Doctor Strange. 90% of the audience wouldn't have
oh,
known.
stop it! They would not have gender swapped Doctor Strange. We
Well,
need to
I'm
cut
saying
Well,
that out.
Walter
Oh
Walter
God,
S
watch them do it.
says
I said
Walter
if
S says 90% of the audience do not know who the Ancient One is. 90% of the audience didn't even know who Doctor Strange is prior to the MCU, only comic book fans. And I wager that there's only two of us here in this particular group that actually saw Fu Manchu in silent films.
Yeah. So it's like, my thing is that why, like, that's, and this goes back to what I'm saying. Just use the source and just go with what you see. Silver Surfer's male. Go with a male Silver Surfer. That's not
okay,
hard. I'm sorry, if I'm a director, I don't know anything about comics, and you told me here's the archive, I can go through it. Oh, the Silver Surfer's a male. Okay, I'm gonna cast a male. That's just, I don't know, common
no,
sense. I don't
okay.
have to know
No,
comics to
we're
do
gonna
that.
go. We're gonna go by comic book origins. Oh, Ultron was built by Dr. Hank Pym. Oh no, let's change it and have it that Tony Stark built him instead.
Well, that played the narrative for that movie,
Doesn't
but
matter.
it still was Ultron at the end of the day. It
You know,
wasn't.
I got to side with Jaded on this because the MCU is very, very different with the way they tell their stories and the
I agree with
origins
you.
of the other films. So basically, you have a not only a clean slate but a reason to go ahead and do it when they bring in the multiverse of madness, because once everybody comes to the battle planet, which is going to essentially be all of the universes come together to settle their differences, you're going to have different versions of different people. This is the way they're going to walk around the we're just going to cast different actors angle when it comes to the different characters and bringing back in your Iron Man, your Black Panther. They're not going to have to deal with the child, as Chill
Like,
likes to say.
oh,
So this particular one is going to be probably from the universe that's going to see Monica Rambeau show back up, and you can tell that that particular beast, although it sounds like Kelsey Grammer, looks like the animated series version of the character
yeah.
in live action, which ties more in with their X-Men 98 cartoon extension that they're going to be doing. So, you know, it's just it doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things, I think, if the Silver Surfer is a woman or a man.
Well, these claws ain't for just attracting mates. Bring it on, old man! Bring it on!
No, people. Let's be smart and bring it off.
So my thing is I'm not saying you have to be comic book accurate to the MCU has never been comic book accurate. I understand that, but I'm saying I'm just using good old common sense here. If you casted me if you hired me as a director and you said, "Hey, I want you to do, I don't know, Agents of Atlas," right? Okay. And then we know that there's literally a gorilla on the team, but then you're like, you know what? I want the gorilla to be a hippo. Why are you doing that? There's no point.
I'll tell you exactly why. I'll tell you exactly why. Because the directors are going to go, my vision is better than the original comic book vision. So my vision is going to supersede, because I'm a genius. I'm the director. I can do whatever the hell I want. And I'm just going to do whatever I want. And and my version's going to be better.
They cast Lizzo for what?
That's the mentality of these directors. They actually think that they know better than the creators of these comic book characters. Taika Waititi, he actually thinks he knows what he's doing.
Hi, I'm Hitler.
But that's
how
more
you doing?
so.
My name's Hitler. Hello, I'm a rock man in Marvel. I'm a pirate. You know, it's me. I make movies and I cast myself in them.
James Gunn actually thinks he knows what he's doing. James Gunn actually thinks he knows what he's doing when he's adapting these comic book movies. He doesn't.
How do you know?
I hate to break it, the Russo brothers think they know what they're doing when they're adapting these comic book movies. They don't.
Well, the problem is that these movies, and this is an inherent problem too with the movies, you can't, unless you're gonna do like a part, like let's say you were just supposed to do like the Winter Soldier story. That's like really more. There should be more to that, where like Red Skull returns and all this stuff, but they can't do that. So they're like, just like how we have the problem with Zack Snyder doing his movie and how that was 4 hours long. If people could do the movies, it'd be 3-4 hours long. My asteroid is not sitting in a seat for 4 hours. That's so it's either what you put it on a streaming service or you compact it. You're left with two choices.
Okay, you can make a movie in an hour and a half to 2 hours. You don't need a 3-4 hour movie. It's not necessary. It's literally not necessary. If you can't tell your story in an hour and a half to 2 hours, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah,
but these directors have this ego that they can do whatever the hell they want.
Well, I mean, I agree. I'm just saying, like, look at the debacle rather of Secret Invasion. That should have never been a TV show.
Yeah,
Or if you're going to, that has to be multiple seasons. That has to be a better budget. That has to do, that's.
yeah.
I don't know who. The problem is, who's the creative? Who is anyone actually overseeing and challenging these directors? That's the real problem.
The real
Because they
problem
don't-
is that they do have people overseeing and challenging the directors. Okay, the reason that Secret Invasion looked the way it did is because they had executive overseers that were wanting to redo everything and interject things that they have no business trying to interject, and they reshot a bunch of stuff and kept some things, just like they did with She-Hulk, and that makes it all inconsistent this way and that way, and emasculated. What's his name? What's that guy's name? You know who I'm thinking of, right? That guy.
No.
That
Wait,
guy.
what guy?
The guy in Secret Invasion.
Uh,
Samuel L. Jackson. Yeah, that
Oh, okay.
motherfucker.
I thought you were
Oh.
talking about like the villain or something.
You are a alien ass, reptilian ass man.
Mm-hmm. Black Girl Magic. Why should movie writers be held to a particular comic storyline and characterization when current and past comic writers aren't held for them either? Yeah, that's a good point, Walter, that even comic books are not comic book accurate. There's some complaints about the retconning of a retcon of a retcon
Right.
when it comes to the origins of Nightcrawler. And apparently, Mystique can grow organs
Yeah.
that are functional and make babies.
Yeah,
with people, you know.
break it, Walter, but comic book writers are held accountable when they retcon. They
Yeah,
are
they
held
are.
accountable.
Yeah.
They
I
are,
gotta agree with
they
you
are
here.
being told this is. I can go all the way back to. What was Magneto was Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch's father. Then he wasn't their father. Then he was their father. Then he wasn't their father. You can go through all of the X-Men storylines with what's his face, Chris Claremont, who constantly kept changing his own storylines. We were always constantly calling them out. They are just as held accountable as the directors are when they're doing the movie.
Yeah, they get
I'm
held
sorry,
accountable.
Walter.
I have to agree with JD. They do, because even the change to
Whoa.
Silver Surfer when they made him a lightsaber duelist too. People were like, "Why? What was this all about?" So it's like they're held accountable. Um, again, this goes. I think this goes back to many things. It starts with the writers writing good stuff and using the source material best as they can and interpreting to a decent bit. I'm not saying it's going to be one for one, but I mean, I just don't think it's over, this whole superhero thing, because this is what people have been wanting to see. Even when I was a kid, I wanted to see my superheroes on the big screen. So like, you can't just stop now because it was going bad. Scorsese probably had some terrible films. I don't know. That's the only thing I always. Yeah, so it's like,
You talking about The Irishman?
No, I'm talking about what's that movie? Casino, and what was that other one? those bloated, overrated movies. Oh
Yeah,
my!
so I
Once
mean
Upon a
this
Time in
mean,
America.
Starface or
yeah, so I don't
Oh,
want to harbor on this.
was good. Scarface was good.
okay.
I mean, we'll see what first of all, the casting is all weird well, not the casting's fine, I think, so far for Fantastic Four, but I think the problem with these studios is that they need to stop using big name actors, because then their budget could be, you could use the budget everywhere else, and you have these, they're not giving people chances in Hollywood either. That's a problem. They're like, oh, Pedro Pascal, you're gonna play Mando. What's the guy from the Lost of, like that guy in the Last of, oh, and now you're gonna play Reed Richards. So how are you gonna
Who is he
act?
going to adopt this time?
You know what I mean? So like you're doing all these roles, and then you gotta act at a high level. So like, why? There's plenty of people in Hollywood to cast. You don't have to cast Pedro Pascal, but he's
Yeah,
just a.
unless you do have to check off a bookmark.
Oh, I mean, I guess so.
Oh, he's
I
got so
mean,
much hope. Don't take his hope from him.
my hope.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, I
Yeah.
I have to, because like I can't just
Oh,
keep
the
going to
movies.
movie theaters and saying, "Oh my God, that's shit, that's dog shit, that's vomit shit."
Why
You
not?
know,
That's why, dude. That's
I
why.
mean, I mean, I gotta have some hope. So yeah,
Don't worry, Kitty. The movies will destroy his hope easily enough, because he'll go to the movies, there'll be a disappointment, and then he's going to go, well, hopefully the next one will be good. Hold on. I want to address Walter here with stories like Batman. You have to understand, though, with Batman, you're talking about a character that came out in the 40s. So you're talking about a character that changed due to the times in which it happened. So the Batman in the 40s was not the same Batman in the 60s, which was not the same Batman in the 70s, is because they changed the characters to fit the times in which the stories were done. You take the Neil Adams, like the Neil Adams Batman in the 70s was really focused on him being a detective, as opposed to him being an action one. But that was still a character aspect of the character. In the 80s, the Batman from the 80s with what's his name? The Batman, the Dark Knight storyline. They changed it, but they altered it because it's a different character. So it's of the times. They changed Batman because of the time frame. Superman from the beginning is not the same Superman 20 years after, like from the 50s. So you're talking about changes due to the social times and the changes of the era. But if you suddenly have it that, okay, again, it's still just a rumor. It's just a rumor. If they actually, okay, I'm not going to get pissed until they actually confirm. Okay, I'll use this as an example. What was it? A long time ago, a year or 2 years ago, they were saying how it's confirmed the new James Bond is a female character, right? Remember how there was that big controversy that James Bond was going to be a female, that the new 007 was going to be a female?
Well,
what
to be
happened
fair,
when the movie came out?
that situation was confusing because she technically was 007 in
She
the film.
was 007, but they didn't get rid of what was his name? Craig was the actor.
Daniel
Craig.
They didn't get rid of Daniel Craig as 007 and replace it with a female character. But again, it was confirmed that 007 was going to be a female character, and everybody got their panties in a twist. And when the movie came out, what happened? Daniel Craig was still, James Bond was still 007. So again, I'm going by, this is what I mean by I don't care about the rumors. Because until the movie comes out, there may very well be a female Silver Surfer, but it could be he's traveling through the multiverse and there's a 2-second scene of a female Silver Surfer. And then that's it. Oh, look, there's a female Silver Surfer, but it's not Norrin Rad as a female Silver Surfer. It's just an alternate universe 2-second cameo. Again, until the movie comes out and they actually gender swap Nora and Rod, then I'll get pissed. But then again, I've been pissed for the last 10 years anyway, so what's the difference?
I agree for once with him.
Well, there you go. What a great way to end the segment. Warren and Jaded
Brains.
agreeing on something. Let's all agree to go to Rosales Comics because it was my birthday, and you guys can buy a shirt, buy a comic book, read one of my comic books that are all canon. Everything is canon in my comic books. There's no takebacks on that. And all of the females started off as females, and all of the males started off as males. They have not yet changed genders. But, you know, then again, it hasn't been optioned. So there's a chance. There's a chance.
Yeah.
If you want to option these properties and turn them all to females, then please, by all means, let's have a conversation. I'll sell you something. But until then, I think we've covered everything, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, we did.
We did.
We're heroes.
You can't afford not to take advantage of these values. Head over to dmrhosting.com today. That's dmrhosting.com. Our business plan starts at $4.45 a month and features unlimited data storage. Domain-wise, we offer over 50 universal and country-specific top-level domain names at affordable prices, from popular GTLD extensions like .com and .net to country-specific domains like .de, .eu, .ca, .co.
I don't remember asking you a goddamn thing.
Where did that ad come from? Oh, that's right.
Where's the rest of the song?
We'll end the show with that.
Okay.
That way you get to hear it. But Jaden, what have you got coming on this week?
If I actually have the energy to do it, I got to talk about the Marvels. I got to talk about the Silver Surfer gender swap. I got to do Barbie. I got a ton of stuff. Yeah. I got to explain how Barbie is a joke movie.
Oh, it's a great movie.
Oh, please. You know what? I didn't even realize this movie had come out, but I'm going to end up watching Good Burger 2. And I'm going to go, why did they make it Good Burger?
Yeah, because people actually thought the first was good, even though that's just nostalgia. If they go rewatch it, it's fucking terrible.
Again, for a kid's movie, it was fine. I mean, my son saw it and he thought it was fun and he loved it. But
it was kind of entertaining as a kid's film, like as kind of like a
kid's film. But as
I wouldn't even say it's like a kid's film. It's like just a meme film because the character, it's like they're mentally insane or something. The characters how they act.
And it had, Abe Vigoda in it, so.
Yeah, well, the sequel's just completely soulless, as predicted. It's like the Hocus Pocus sequel.
So, yeah,
it's,
I'm going to watch it.
It's direct to streaming, isn't it? It's not coming out in theaters.
Oh, God, there's no reason.
Straight to video, straight to VHS.
I don't think I asked you a goddamn thing.
Walter says Good Burger 2 was fun.
In what way?
There you go.
Yeah, just like Barbie was fun.
It was fun.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, why don't you like Phoenix, though, as an actor?
Oh, I liked him before, but now he's just...
phoning it in.
It's not that he's phoning it in. He's doing what... He's doing what Robert De Niro did. It was like... He's like going, oh, okay, I'm in this movie. I'm the star. I can just do whatever I want, and I'm good. He hasn't phoned it in to the same level as De Niro has, whereas De Niro is just like, I'm in this movie. I can do whatever I want, and if you don't like it, I'm leaving.
I don't know. He's kind of like Al Pacino in any type of period piece. Here I am at the turn of the century. We're about to become a country. Hoo-ha! I'm an American because
I
revolutions.
But with that, I still think Napoleon, for example, I still think like he was probably the best part of it, just because the rest of it was that bad.
That's what I'm saying.
Was dynamite.
Yeah.
Oh,
He is overrated though, just with the fact that people think like he's the greatest actor ever right now. It's like, no, there's so many better actors. Like he's great, but
he's
damn.
good. I'm not going to deny his acting abilities, but again, he's had better roles and he's had better films.
Yeah, he's no Nicolas Cage.
Nobody's Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, Nicolas Cage is just God, all right?
Nicolas Cage versus Keanu Reeves. Who wins?
Barbie made fun of women every bit as they poked. They didn't poke fun at men. That's the problem. They didn't poke fun at men.
They did.
How?
But you guys
How did they
always want
poke
to
fun at
help
men?
us, and you always want to fix things. You always want to show us stuff, and you'll always show us the movie and explain the thing. There, see, that was.
But didn't you see the Barbie movie? The women felt like they were better off being subservient to the men. That's when they were the happiest, and that's why it makes fun of the women.
Yeah, Gray, I completely agree. That was literally Napoleon.
Was a PowerPoint
really?
presentation?
That's a great review. Can't wait.
Wow, Gray, we're going to have you on one day to talk about films. That would be an exciting.
Oh yeah,
thing.
he's great. Yeah.
Great.
Gray. Maybe next time Kitty will share a link with you.
I would totally do that. I'm just not in the habit of just sharing links out to people willy-nilly like it's my show.
Yeah. No.
But I will send it next time.
Yeah. Maybe next week if you're free.
Surprise Gray appearance.
Yeah. A Gray. Now, Poupée, right? With it's a silent T? Silent?
Yes. Poupée.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Are all T's silent in French?
No.
No, not really.
You could have told me that and I'll be like, yeah, okay.
I was actually trying to learn French, but that's not going to happen.
No?
Why not?
Need someone to talk with it, and I don't have anyone around me to talk with.
Well, I mean, I have a lot of friends, just because they're French Canadian, but I hated trying to learn it because I wanted to try to learn other languages, but they would keep forcing me in French classes when I was younger instead. And I was like, no, like I wanted to learn other ones, but the ones that I am kind of learning are similar to French, so maybe I'll go back to it later.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, right now you need to concentrate on your Spanish and your the metric system.
Well, I need to focus on like what language do they speak in like Cuba? I need to focus on that, for when I need to.
Yeah, I think a kilo is pronounced the same way in Spanish and in English. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Kilo.
So Cole, what do you got coming up this week?
It would be kilo. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, just a bunch of streams with other people. I guess nothing particular.
You and 76 doing that thing where y'all talk about horror movies?
Horror movies. I mean, I don't know. She's the biggest fan of horror movies. I was probably like a rare instance, but I mean, the new show there, just like 3 movies cover per week, every like Thursday, Friday, or Saturday I guess. And then also we're doing that. Remember we're doing that stream on. I guess it's Thursday. And we'll react to the shitty Game Awards, make our predictions and expectations, and then laugh at it. And I'll do that with a few other people.
Yes, we'll be doing a live stream, a live reaction, predictions for the upcoming Game Awards on December 7th. So keep an eye out for that.
There is one more spot open. Warren said no to it, sadly, and some other people. Joker is 50-50, but if Gray or Jaded wants to join, then they could. One spot left, I guess.
For what?
Yeah, it's because it's during the weekday. That's why for me.
For what?
Game Awards.
Game Awards.
Please.
Don't think we actually take that shit seriously. We're just, we're gonna laugh at it. Also, mainly for the game.
There's going to be too much positivity on your channel.
The Gaming Awards is like esports. It's not necessary.
What do you mean esports isn't necessary? How
Oh,
dare you?
stop
Or
it.
esports is like the
Entertainment is not
WNBA.
necessary.
Whoa! That's an insult to
Esports.
esports. At least
Yeah,
people
how
go to
dare you?
those games.
Yeah.
You know,
Baker
if
would
they
kick
just
your
got rid
ass.
of gender-specific sports, the NBA would save so much money by not having to rent out all of those empty
Yeah, stadiums.
stadiums for the women's sports. Plus, they would have to pay 80. They would save money on 80% of the women not being chosen for teams. So,
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, just get rid of the gender-based thing,
Just
make it
try
all
it.
about talent, and there's
yeah.
Let
money to be saved.
Yeah, just put
I'm
let's put a
sorry.
wig on LeBron James. That's it.
Look, Warren, any sport in which women can compete equally with men obviously isn't a real sport. Come on.
I mean, they can't. Still, it's like outliers. There's like one time where there's one chick won in was it StarCraft, and she hasn't won since. So it was like an anomaly. Like, honestly, it's just statistical data shows that at the highest level, women cannot compete against men in video games. At the
What
highest
about
level.
what
Yeah,
about
well, there's
UFC?
the odd cases, but yeah, I mean, I think the main reason why though, Warren, is just like I don't know if it's some like biological thing or whatnot, but it's
I
just they
smell
spend
Heaven's
less
Bakery
time
cooking up
practicing.
something good for you, sister.
Oh, please, Cole, just say what you want to say. Women are inferior to men. That's all. Just say it.
Yes,
well, I
in
mean
video,
that's
in video,
true, but
in
I'm
video
just saying
games.
that's
Yes, I love how you're trying to go around, not trying to
It's
actually
quite
say it.
entertaining.
well,
So
it's just they practice less, and I don't know if it's like there's reason for
They
it, but
practice
I mean,
less.
well, yes, with like in
Come on
gaming.
now, dog. Come on, man.
I mean, come on. Exactly how well can you play when you're worried about breaking a nail? Come on.
Oh, Jesus.
What the hell you say?
Yeah, and they all play support champs. That's all they know how to do. Yeah. Also, Rosales,
Oh,
I
I'm
wanted
sorry,
to
Kitty, I didn't notice you there.
Rosales, I got a new meme to add to the thing. I'll send it to you right now.
Okay. And what do you want to put up here, Cole?
Yeah. What's your opinion on this? This shit got like leaked the other day, and it's pretty much confirmed some kids whose father like works at Rockstar leaked it. This is the map for it, I guess. Well, what's your thoughts on that? Yeah.
I think I'm gonna have to look at it better because I can right now it looks like a thumbnail to me because I'm looking at it on my screen inside a smaller screen inside a smaller screen. So to me, it's
Okay,
about this big.
This
It's
is the link to it. I'll send it in the
Alright,
private.
I sent it to you over Twitter.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah, it was. I don't know if you know the guy, but yeah, apparently it's Aaron Garbut's son, somebody who works there, so it's been confirmed basically.
It's so. Go. Sorry, Cole. I didn't mean it.
No, I had nothing more to say. I was just gonna say like, yeah, so that guy's probably losing his job.
Well, it's funny it's funny about girls playing video games because I had an incident. I was telling my friend over Discord where I met this girl playing League, and I was like playing a game to practice my champion. So I demolished her in the lane, and she's like fanboying, right? Cool. We get on Discord, we talk. I'm like, here's what I did, blah blah blah. If you want to come on, and I send her messages. I can tell this person's like way younger than me. I don't care. I just like helping people. So I send her a message like later on, like, hey, so whatever. They like chit chat. Do you want to come on and I show you the video? She's like, no. I'm like, okay, no problem. And they basically unfriended me because they thought that I was trying to hit on them. That's what they. I'm like,
hey, I can send you some strategies.
I'm
Why
like,
don't we get on the private chat and I'll give you,
yes,
some tips and tricks.
Yeah.
I've got some pics to show you. I mean,
yeah, I'm good. I don't need to do that. I'm not that tacky. I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah.
Well, that's how she read it. She read it with that like the accent, everything. She read it that way.
Yeah.
You don't want to be a Hashinshin, Warren, all right?
I don't want. That's a waste of time. But that's a different topic. I was about to say out of my mouth. It's just a waste of time. But I just thought that funny that like I tried to help someone in a video game that was a female because they weren't playing the typical role, which is support, and there's data to show that there's data to show that they play support. I'm like, all right.
So it wasn't
Sit your
playing-
ass
I'm
down and
shit no
start
matter
making
what I play in the
sandwiches.
game. I'm sorry. I can't make support. I can't do it. I'm shit no matter what. Okay.
Yeah, well,
But,
support's the easiest role, so that's why they all play it.
They all play support. It's even the data to show that they play. They always gravitate to support roles. So I'm like,
Yeah,
okay,
play
she's
shit
playing.
like Nami.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, she's playing top lane. All right, cool. I guess she didn't want my help. So, I mean, there you go.
She does not need no man.
Yeah, man, she's gonna die alone. You're right.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, well, I mean, the community not being very welcoming and kind of toxic probably doesn't, help with like a lot of females getting into it. That's the other thing,
That's true. But
that's why they try to have female leagues as like so it's
You're
like
a
an
little bit more
easier like
welcome.
yeah, it's an
Hey,
easier
no,
entrance.
girly, I can help you improve your game a little bit.
Yeah,
if
but
we
like
had the private chat.
Please, I don't have any time for any gossip now. Eh? Yes.
Look at you.
cool.
Well,
Like
you
think
got-
about
Look at him.
look at like Kobe Bryant, R.I.P. I'm sure when he was trying to raise before his daughter both died, he was like had that mentality that I want to make the best. So I know he didn't laid back on while training his little girl before she passed away too to be a good basketball player as a woman. So why would you not take like listen, if a woman was better than me at league, I'd be like, you know what, I'll take the advice, whatever. But like that's the problem that we're having. Like we can't just look at things face value. We always have this like other ulterior motive at the back of our heads, like
Yeah, I mean, to
Man,
be
you're
fair, there is
scary.
like there is history, with it, and with a lot of stories I've heard. Like, there's people who literally made like harassment groups to like get women to quit, and even like DDoS them, like that whole gamer like female team that was like.
We've actually
day
got some
war.
footage of that. If you let me share that with you real quick, hold on.
Get out the way, get out the way, bitch, get out the way. Move, bitch, get out the way, get out the way, bitch, get out the way. Bitch, move! Get the fuck back!
Jesus. Yeah, I mean, whatever. There's other, it's kind of interesting though. Like, again, they practice like on average. I think like male players in there, like they practice like 8 to 10 hours a day. Females like 4.
The females bath too much. They shower too much. They spend too much time on. Other things.
sometimes their knees
They got to fit it in between laundry and dinner. So.
and knee padding. The knee pads hurts. Too,
Yeah.
so.
Actually, I did not finish the laundry before the show. So.
Oh damn.
There you go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But there's more female leagues that will help. There needs to be like better entrances, I guess, for them to get into it, and then from there they can get scouted to just regular like academy teams, and then possibly like the main league teams, as you said, Warren. And if they crash and burn like Kobe, that's okay. At least they try hard, though.
Crash and burn.
And like that crash and burn, we're right into the lightning rounds.
Oh yeah.
See, I segued better there.
Segue better. We're not doing that this week, though. We're not going to be doing lightning.
Oh yeah,
round
that's
week.
right.
You don't have time.
Yeah.
We argue
actually.
too much.
Yeah, you guys actually made up the time that we were almost done at like 30 minutes in.
Oh.
And then Jaded showed up, and it became the Warren Jaded hour.
I did.
Why are you surprised it always is? It's
Which
either
is
like
fine.
Warren and Jaded, or like Warren and Nerdman.
It's like some classic villain battle.
Next week it'll
It's
be
like,
Warren.
it's like a Godzilla
Poupon.
fight.
Poupon.
I'll be the villain. I don't mind. Villains are cooler anyway.
But Kitty, what have you got going on this week? You gonna diagram something? You gonna do a book analysis?
I'm gonna diagram a Jubilee debate about trans issues. But yes, we are doing a book analysis. It's actually currently premiering. It's on the No One Asked You podcast. I've got a post on my channel about it, so you can go check it out later if that's what you're interested in. And yes, I will be looking into other kinds of book reactions, Rosales.
And you'll also be doing a think maybe later in the week.
Yes, on Thursday we'll be doing a think, and we do enjoy if you could come along. I know it's not the best time for you.
Oh,
but,
you know what?
You're always invited.
I'm in traffic at that point because I've got to spend the next that's right in the middle of the 4 hours I spend picking up my kids from their two separate schools, and it is
Yeah, you sometimes join in the car,
ridiculous.
and then it's like 5 minutes, and then he's gone. He's got to go.
Yeah. Car got to move my car, so not the best way to YouTube and participate. But
I would rather have you safe. Thanks. So
yeah, I've got to. Yeah, I can't believe I spend 4 hours a day, Monday through Friday, picking up kids. That's just ridiculous.
So worth it.
It's almost like if I was in Los Angeles or something. I don't understand it. Traffic is crazy. The DFW Metroplex. Anyway, Cole, what are you going to be pirating this week?
A bunch of stuff, a bunch of classics, a bunch of newer films, that just came out, like Anatomy of a Fall is one of them. Yeah, I'm gonna be pirating all those movies. If they have a problem, then okay, come fly down to Central America and come look for me. Good luck.
Yeah, I know we saw the Marvels in the same theater, you and I. Warren, what have you got planned this week? Going bowling?
Yeah, go bowling again.
I see. He's taking a call. IT support. Have you tried turning it off and on?
Yes.
Oh, you're back.
We need more bowling background noise. I miss it.
That was fun. Yeah.
I miss seeing your hubby pass by. We'd be like, "Hey, how are you?"
I missed so many cats in the background.
Man. So what are you doing this week, Warren?
This week I am just doing something with nobody. There's nothing.
Well, then you got time to do the Game Awards.
Well, Friday. Well, no, during the week I can't because I'm working. But if I can make it, I'll try. If I can't, I do. I think What If begins this week. I'm not sure. What if?
Yeah. What if it does?
What if for Marvel? Yeah, the game. Well, we know who's gonna win most of those awards. It's gonna be Spider-Man. Come on, I like that.
Spider-Man. Except for the one that's most important.
Wait! You think Spider-Man's gonna win the most awards?
Well, maybe Miles Morales instead of Spider-Man. Who knows?
Yeah, a lot of shopping. If you think that,
what's the name of the game? Okay.
Just a lot of shopping.
Miles Morales on PlayStation 5.
Work is getting slower now, so we'll see if I can have a life for a little bit.
Yeah, that'll be fun. You can harass players. It'll be nice.
Oh,
time for that.
Help them.
I just thought it was funny. I don't, bro.
He's read it and you brought it up again, and I helped. I'm sorry.
No. It's just so odd. Like you're on here, Kitty. I'm sure you've had male people reach out to you, and you're not thinking in any way like, oh my god, he's Captain Creep. Oh, I gotta run away. Like, what's going on? Like, you know what I mean? It's just this mindset that's now in these.
I can see the mindset. It's the need for the mindset. It's a bit scary, I would suppose.
It's very victimizing in a sense, because
but
people genuinely want, as a human being, let's take away gender or sex rather. Yeah. People genuinely, if you see someone that has potential, you're gonna help them out. That's.
Oh, I don't.
Unless there's ulterior.
And also,
she was worried that you saw potential.
Yeah, right.
She was worried. She was worried. She wouldn't want to. Any attention means leading you on. She thinks that that's what the kind of person you are. That's what men are supposed to be like. That if you give a man any kind of attention, he's going to assume it's romantic attention.
Well, I mean,
Right.
I think the only thing I said was like, oh, I said something like old guy because like when I go on this other Discord with these other guys and they're in their 20s, we talk about League that and all that stuff. So I'm like the old guy in that Discord. But like I was like, oh yeah, this old guy has to like practice some. I was like, oh, I need to practice something in the practice tool. And I guess she took that the wrong way. Like, oh, he must be the old creep. He's the 70-year-old that plays
Oh
League.
yeah, he doesn't have any real friends.
Yeah, and he doesn't have friends. That's why he's trying to. Oh, he's dumbass.
I'm gonna head out, guys.
Thanks for being here. Appreciate it. We're about
Bye.
to wrap up ourselves here.
Yeah.
We got to get going. And Jaded, thanks for coming.
Oh, no
Always love having you, buddy.
Always love having that superhero fight at the end.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Then you keep losing, but wait, that's another story.
Yeah. Okay.
You guys agreed at the end. Don't forget.
No, he only agreed. No, hold on. It's when he finally admits that I'm right. There's a difference.
Okay.
On the next week's episode.
Yeah. Can't wait for that.
He just dropped out. That's fine.
Yeah. All
Well,
right.
And
thank you, Rosales.
no,
Yeah,
thank
thanks,
you.
Karen.
And
Love
as the
those.
women say to Warren whenever he messages them online,
I don't remember asking you a goddamn thing. I don't remember asking you a goddamn thing. I don't remember asking you a goddamn thing. I don't remember asking you a